Red Corner Boxing. We're in the game.
Look who I've got. But before we get into that, this show is sponsored by EasyStorage.com for all your local and nationwide needs. And of course, Boxing Fight Zone for all your apparel and merchandise. Go check them all out in the bio. But look who I've got, ladies and gentlemen, here, Red Corner Boxing, the two-time former champion, super lightweight champion, Mr. Regis Prograis. Let's give it up. This is a scoop for Red Corner Boxing, and it's an honour and a privilege that you've joined us, sir. And first and foremost, how the devil are you?
Man, I've been doing all right, man. I've been just traveling a lot lately. I'm going everywhere. Just I've been in New Orleans, been in Dallas, been in Vegas. I'm going back to Vegas next week. So just traveling, bro. Doing a lot of traveling, training every day, and still traveling. So really waiting to get a fight date.
You're waiting to get a fight date. We'll get more into that in a bit. But for the the statisticians amongst us, let's just delve into a few stats about Mr. Regis Prograis. 05, he enters the Savannah Gym in boxing club, which is Evander Holyfield's club, no less. Is that right?
It wasn't his. Yeah, it wasn't his
It was
club.
where
He
he
was trained
trained
at.
at.
He
Yeah.
trained at Ronnie. So Ronnie Shields was the one of the head trainers over there at the gym at the time, and he trained all the big guys. You know, Ronnie Shields is a legendary Hall of Fame trainer. So Ronnie Shields at that time, Holyfield was at the end of at the end of his career. But
Yeah.
yeah, he was training at the end of his career. He was in Houston
All
at the
right.
time.
I mean, you're a young man. You're seeing the likes of this legend in the gym that you walk into, and then a short time later, you're actually entering as an amateur. 87-7 as an amateur. What an impressive record! And not only that, you got multiple titles, junior titles, and also Olympic trialist. Now you got a wonderful career. You're an
Mhm.
NABF junior super lightweight champion, then the full title just 3 years after you turned professional. You're an honorary WBC diamond super lightweight holder as well, the
Yes.
WBA super lightweight champion, the WBC super lightweight champion. Man, you've done it all.
Right.
um you know when was it that first fight that that you said to yourself, right, I could go all the way here? Well,
It
do you
was
remember that moment?
yeah, man. It was kind of gradual. I'm not gonna say it was one big moment. It was gradual. I do remember one fight. It was my fourth fight. I actually fought for free. I fought in Houston. I fought for free. And my manager at the time, he said, "Man, you gonna be a superstar." And it's crazy. Like I was broke. Like I said, I didn't make no money. That I was broke working as a personal trainer at the time, and I didn't for that fight. I actually didn't make no money for it. I made $0. But my manager at the time, he said, "Man, you gonna be a superstar." And I guess after that, it kind of hit me that I can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was David Green,
Yes, it was.
that
Yep.
fight, and you stopped him in round 2 or 4.
Yes. Hmm.
I mean, that was the standard that you were setting, Regis, and of course, you won your first major US title three years, into your career. What was it? Just your 18th fight? Yeah, that was it. Eduardo Flores. That was just the junior version of that, and then the full title
Right.
version against Joe Diaz Jr. Now, again, you're knocking out. You're on a massive knockout streak, and
Hmm.
look, I've got to ask you, Rougarou. Now,
Right.
I've do a bit of research here, and I
Yeah.
believe
Yeah.
it's there, French Louisiana term for werewolf, as there described on that headdress. Now,
Yeah.
the headdress, I believe you got some Native American roots. Tell us all about that, and as your inspiration for your nickname.
Well, yeah, we so that mask it's a one on one. There's nobody else that in the world has that mask. We
Yeah,
we kind of created it because my nickname is the Rougarou, and my grandpa, he's dead now, rest in peace, but he was a Native American. He was a real Indian. You know, if you look at him, you could tell he had like the slick back hair. He was just the skin, just everything about it was Indian. He used to wear the little band on his head, and even so in New Orleans, we have Mardi Gras. In Mardi Gras, the Indians, people dress as Indians, but he would walk down the street. He was a real Indian, so people, all the Indians would want to take pictures with him. So kind
Yeah.
of like getting back to the mask, it was kind of all that kind of intertwined, mixed together. The Ruru, which is the swamp monster, mixed with the Native American heritage, and that's kind of everything was kind of rolled into one, put together.
It's some sight, I would imagine, for your opponents. You in the ring
Right,
walk,
right, right, right.
with your heritage headdress on. Absolutely fantastic. Now, I want to fast forward you to, before we get on to where we are at present. The Julius and Gongo fight. That was a great fight for me. That's when I first saw you myself, live on television for
Hmm.
that WBC interim fight, and again, second round knockout. Terence Crawford actually took 3 rounds to knock out
Right,
Julius. You did it in 2.
right,
Um,
right.
you know, fantastic performance. Again, the plaudits were coming to you, and then you had Juan Jose Velasco, and then interestingly, this is where you really come into the forefront of the fans, especially over here in the
Hmm.
UK, because we first got to see you against Terry Flanagan for that quarter
Right.
final for the World Boxing Super Series. Great opponent. Now, am I right in saying that you had, as the top seeded fighter, that you had the pick of the 4 guys that you could match up against for
No,
that?
no, no. I couldn't pick. It was just they just kind of picked them randomly. Basically, I didn't pick who I was
Oh,
gonna fight at
random.
all. They picked them. Yeah, they kind of picked the rank. Well, we was on both sides of the bracket. We was on two sides of the bracket. So at the time, I was favored to win the whole tournament. I remember going out there. I had just fought Velasco, and then I went straight to the Moscow, and we had the parents in Moscow. And of course, at the time, I knew it was gonna be either me and Josh Taylor, or it was gonna be me and Ivan Barachek. So they was on the other side. I know in my bracket nobody was gonna beat me. It was like it was Flanagan, and then it was Edward Chernovsky, something like that, and then it was Relic or whatever. So
Relic, yeah. Now
yeah,
you won that WBA title off Relic.
right. I got that.
Sick,
So then yeah, I got that. I think it was
beautiful
sixth
knockout.
round. Right, I think sixth
Sixth
round, something
round,
like that.
yeah.
Right. And so then, but then I knew it after that fight, I flew to Scotland to watch Josh Taylor fight I- Ivan Barachek. And so
Yeah.
I knew after that, me and Josh Taylor was gonna fight eventually.
Now, obviously, you had that fight at the O2 Arena in October 2019. First and
Mhm.
foremost, what was the reception like in England for you when you first come over here?
I mean, at first I did like it. I'm not gonna say at first. Well, I was excited to come, but when I got there, I was like, man, I was there for a long time. I was just like, I was kind of miserable because I at the time I lived in LA. And LA is sunny, mountains, beach, all that. It kind of brings the mood up. And then when I got to London, it was cold and rainy every day. So I like, man, like damn, I was kind of, like kind of like depressed. And so then at the time they had me doing so much media every day. And I think it's always a learning lesson. Like I feel like, man, Josh Taylor was probably resting or training, and they had me doing so much stuff like running around in museums and doing so much media stuff. And I feel like that was kind of, I mean, I know it was to promote the fight, but at the end of the day, I think the best thing to do is win the fight. And that's something that I
Yeah,
learned. But I still do I wouldn't take it back. But because like the fans still love the fight, and then when I got there, it was as soon as I got off the plane, people knew who I was. I mean, I'm way in the UK and people knew who I am. So it's like it's insane to even think that. So when I got there, I mean, I was definitely it was definitely a good reception. People definitely accepted me. But the only thing, like I said, I probably would have changed at that time would have been probably didn't do so much media stuff and so much press. I probably should have did more resting and just did more. Not I'm not gonna say do more training, but kind of just chilled out from so much media stuff. Because we were, like I said, man, we was in, man. One crazy thing they wanted me to do is they wanted me to jump in a river and go to the bottom of it because I free dive. So there was like They was like, you think you can go to? I was like, of course I can, but my trainer was like, hell no. In London. In London, it's cold. It was raining. It was cold, and so of course that river is fucking. I know it's real
No,
cold.
that river is somewhere you don't want to be on the surface. Never mind the bottom, Regis.
Man,
Uh,
I was. That's what I do. I do when I was in LA. I was doing a lot of free diving and spearfishing, and so they was like, you want to do this? You can let's do this and see if you go to the bottom. And I think it was like the bottom is like 50 feet, and so I can definitely go to the bottom of 50 feet. And it was like, let's do it. I was like, my coach and trainer was like, bro, and your manager he was like, hell no,
yeah,
you're not
bruh,
doing that.
bruh.
Yeah,
No, no,
yeah, it was
no,
like
no.
absolutely not. So what I would have did, I probably would have never did so much media. I would have probably stayed at home
Yeah,
and do
because it's
something
a
else too.
distraction, isn't it? It's sapping, it's energy sapping. You're always constantly
Right,
on the move,
right.
ferried from one place to the next. And
Hmm.
as you said, you just want to get there. You're the away guy. You want to get there. You want to relax. You want to get yourself into, into fight mode, as they say. The promotional side of stuff should have been done
Yeah,
before that. But however, there is commitments. We all understand that. But I just wanted to
right,
get
right.
a little view on London is depressing
Hmm.
at the best of times. Never mind October.
Yeah,
Big up to
right.
all the coldest shit here, says LFC. You'll never walk alone ever. And thanks to everyone who's tuning in to here tonight. And remember, if it's the first time you're encountering not only myself, Mr. Neutral, but Mr. Regis Prograis, give us a like and subscribe. It's free and it's painless. Please do it. Click of a button. Thank you very much. We love you. Back to this. And, the result didn't go your way. It was a great performance, mind you. One judge had a majority decision that went Josh's way. It was so close. I mean, one judge was stupid with that 117, 111 scorecard. It was a lot closer than that.
Hmm.
The other two judges were, one round apart. But, look at it. It is what it is. You're not a man to sit back and, feel sorry for yourself. There's a couple of pictures of your book, some of the quotes that you've put in your book that we will be covering later.
Okay.
Regis, to give that a bit of a shout out, as it were. And let me God's plans will always override our own. So you're a man of faith, a pious man,
Right.
as myself.
Hmm.
And you believe in yourself that much, and the fact is you're one, two, three, four, picking up a vacant WBC title on the way, and then defending it and retaining it. So you know the form worked out well for you, and you kept
Hmm.
going, you kept going. Now I remember the Devin Haney fight over in San Francisco. All got a bit tasty, didn't it? But I do remember you saying that you were not happy with a couple of issues that was going on there. But on hindsight, was there anything more you could have done at that point that that you would have changed differently
For the
from
fight, for the camp, I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
yeah, bro, I would have changed really the whole thing. To be honest, the whole camp
yeah,
was just. First off, they kept pushing the date back. Um, the camp
yes,
was way too long. I do about a 6 to 8 week camp. I was in camp for about 4 months for that fight, so that was way too long. Um, I got to LA the second time, and I was super, because I like I said, I started in Houston, then I went to LA, and I came back to Houston. I went back to LA, then it was San Francisco. So I did a whole. For me, I just did way too much, and for me, and I wasn't focused. It was some people around me too, but like man, we went to LA. We had a big old Airbnb in LA, man. It was like a party house, to be honest. We had
yeah,
girls and stuff in there. Oh man, it was just it was crazy. And so yeah, bro, it was me and some of a lot of my friends was there, me and my friends, some of my trainers there. I'm not gonna get people like everybody wasn't doing it. For sure. Everybody wasn't doing it, but they had some people that was doing it, bringing different women in every single day, bro, every single night. So, for me, the thing is in boxing, I'd say all the young up and coming fighters, like it's not about a lot of times what you're doing inside the gym. It's about how you live outside the gym. And so I was trained every day. I would train about 2 times a day, 2 or 3 times a day. I was still doing everything, but when I got back to the house, we had girls waiting on us. And it was like I did this almost every day or every other day. Going on dates and doing all kinds of stuff like that. So it's and it was just, yeah, man. It wasn't. I think that it was a good camp, but it was full of distractions.
Yeah, yeah. And unfortunately, you lost the title, but you come back to England, against Jack Howard. I actually met you in that fight. It was the weigh-in, and I mean, you again, you're doing your commitments, your press commitments, and you were very, very talkative. And I actually asked you, a similar question. How does it feel this time round? Coming back to England, and you were so relaxed, and you look happy. You explained, and I was so gutted after this interview because I'll tell you why. And you explained that there was no pressures on you this time round when you come to England. You had a better calm, you had a better settling in process. You knew what you were doing this time round when you coming to England. But
Hmm.
I actually didn't have the microphone on, Regis, when I interviewed you.
Right.
I was right at the end. We're in the
Hmm.
huddle. I don't know if you remember it at the
Right.
co-op.
All right.
Just yeah. And I was gutted, absolutely gutted. I threw my phone, I smashed my phone up in disgust because I got everybody else's interviews, but the one and only Mr. Regis Prograis. And that's what upset me the most.
Right.
So I had all that footage, the questions done, beautiful. The way you was explaining the way you were feeling at the time, it was wonderful. But as I said, my
Hmm.
sound wasn't on, and in disgust, I left the building. But that's another story. But
Right.
you
Right.
know, you know, but after the fight, you made a comment about retirement. Because uh, you felt that you didn't have it, but then you come back against Joseph Diaz. The last year, August the 2nd,
Hmm.
and you put on another marvelous display. Do you now regret those words that you wanted to retire? Because you're now looking for another fight. You want to fight again this year. You're coming off the back of a good win against a former champion,
Right.
and the
Hmm.
future must be looking
Right.
bright
Right.
in
Right.
Mr. Regis Progress' head right now. So, take us through what your ambitions are. This point, moving on.
Well, of course, like when you have fights and stuff like that, like your emotions are all over the place. So for me, after the Catterall fight, I was like, man, like, I felt like I was winning the fight easily. I dropped him with a jab, and I was winning the
Yeah.
fight, and then like some type of way. Well, I think I went back to the corner in like the sixth or seventh round. And my coaches was like, man, like you gotta step it up. I don't know what's looking like over here in the UK. I don't know, what the judges scorecards look like, but you need to step it up. So I stepped it up. I got caught. I got caught. He dropped me. It was cool. I wasn't hurt, but he still dropped me. So of course that I don't know I really don't know what the scorecards gonna look like. And then some type of way I sprained my ankle. And after that, that was just it. I know we
Oh
fell.
yeah.
Yeah, I know we did fall together. We fell. We something happened. We fell.
I
Maybe when he dropped me, whatever it was. But when I sprained my
I'll
ankle, bro,
tell
I
you
was just
exactly what it was. I'll tell you exactly how you did because I was ringside. I was there.
okay.
You both went to punch each other. Your ankle went in the process, which brought him down. You didn't. Neither of you
Okay.
connected with each other. It
Right.
was the simple in the physicality for it, but in the movement
Okay.
that you were doing. I seen your ankle like that, bang, gone.
Right. Right. Right.
And I said,
Yeah.
I don't know how long he can last, but you did. You lasted the whole fight. Although, you both dropped each other. I had you up at that point until you sprained your
Mhm.
ankle, 2 or 3 rounds.
Yeah.
The,
I
the,
definitely
the
was up.
whole the whole crowd was on Catterall saying, come on, they were trying to cheer him up. It was a tremendous atmosphere. Maybe, you're so into your work that you can't hear the desperation in the home crowd. Now, I thought it was a bit early for you to say that because it was quite obvious that you had the power, you had the skill
Mhm.
set, and you had the stamina because you've seen it all through. There's not been a fight where have you ever been stopped? No, you've never been stopped. So you've seen these fights through to the very very end. Now,
Right.
you want to become a 3-time world champion. Is there a pathway, Regis, that you've worked out for yourself?
Not really, man. I mean, not for me. I let my manager kind of do all that stuff. I just want to. I mean, I just want to get back in the ring and fight again. Like that's, I feel like that's my passion. That's my purpose. That's something I really just love to do. I train every single day. I'm always in shape. I just love to. I love to train. I like to do it. I do want to fight again. It's like it's fun. You can't. If you never walked to the ring, you never fought nobody. It's hard to explain that feeling. So it's just that's why a lot of fighters can't retire because it's like it's no feeling like that. You know, you can spar all you want, but like when you put those small gloves on and you walk to the ring, it's just like it's a scary feeling, but it's a great feeling at the same time. So I love it. So that's why I can retire if I want to, but like I just still love boxing. I really love it a lot. So I'm gonna continue to do it. And as far as my path, I really don't know. I mean, I'm just kind of taking it day by day and fight by fight and kind of see what my manager is gonna line up for me.
Yeah. Well, I've never seen you in a boring fight. Even though the fights that we've looked and researched back into,
Mhm.
we need to see you back in the ring, Regis. The boxing world needs a Regis Prograis because you
Right.
bring style, and you bring passion, and you bring your fans, and
Hmm.
they were vocal wherever you've been. Now, hopefully a couple of fights will come this way at least for you if you're up for it. Now the weight, are you? Is it you still looking at super light or are you looking at welterweight?
Either one for me, either one. I think my last fight was at a catch weight, so maybe
Yeah.
do something like that again. And then for me, either of course I can fight at 47, but I can still make 142. So for me right now, either one and whatever the best opportunity is for me.
What did you think of Dalton Smith's performance against Jibril Matthias on
He look,
Saturday
man, he
night?
looked good. Some yeah, he actually looked good, man. He did real fucking good. I never, well, I never thought Matias was that good, to be honest. And then he got caught cheating. I just never thought he was that good. Congrats to Dalton. I saw Devin Haynes say congrats. Cheaters never win, and yeah, that's true, man. Like he got busted cheating, or
He
whatever he
got
was. So
beat up,
yeah,
man.
yeah, he got beat.
Nah,
Yeah, he
he got.
definitely he got beat up for sure. Yeah, he got beat
Yeah,
up. It was
we
it
was
was
saying,
good. It
oh,
was definitely good work from Dalton Smith. Congratulations on him.
yeah, very good work. Now, I mean, talk to me about what's a realistic fight that you want that you would like yourself in 2026?
Man,
Is it
I wanted Duarte, bro. That's the fight I want. I want to fight Duarte. I was
Oscar?
supposed to fight Oscar Duarte. Yeah, that's the person I did want to fight. Either me to be like Oscar Duarte, because I'm with Golden Boy. So Oscar Duarte, Jose Ramirez, Arnold
Yeah.
Barboza, one of those guys. I think that'll be more realistic for
Oh,
me because we are with the same promoter. Um, so but that's the person I really wanted. But I'm hearing that he actually might fight. I don't think I should say who he gonna fight, but I'm hearing yeah he actually might. Yeah, he actually might. Yeah, somebody say he got bitches. So
yeah.
yeah, he's fighting. Yeah, he's fighting. Hitchison. Yeah, he's about to fight. He's supposed to fight Hitchison. I can say it because it was announced. So I think he's gonna fight him. But that I want to fight Oscar Duarte because we were supposed to fight a while back, and I got hurt in camp, and then the fight just kind of got canceled because of course I got
Mm,
hurt. I got hurt. I literally got hurt 2 weeks before the fight. So that's something
God
that I
damn.
look looks like damn. I still do want to fight him, but I guess it'll be better if he gets that belt from Hitchens, and then I could definitely fight somebody before that and then fight him. So we'll see. But that's somebody that's kind of I did want to fight because we never fought before.
Yeah, talking of other announcements, Mario Barrios is been announced he's fighting defending his title against Ryan Garcia.
Mhm.
Um, is that another avenue that you could possibly explore with your WBC connections?
I think so. Yeah, for sure. I think so. Yeah, we can do that too. I mean, that's at 147. But yeah, like I said, I've been kind of hitting the weights lately, so I thought I was a little bigger, but I got on the scale and I'm just more ripped up than I was. But yeah, I can go up to 47 and do that also. Cause
Yes.
I don't have like fat on my body. A lot of these guys they blow up and they get bigger, but I don't have that. I'm naturally smaller, So when I do lift weights, I get ripped. I don't get big. I just get more ripped up. But yeah. Anyways, that I can do that too.
Yeah, great. We'd love to see 147 pound. Right, let's talk about your book. What's it called? And what we like you
Stories and lessons.
and what we
Stories and
like to
lessons by
see
Regis
in
Prograis.
stories and lessons. There it is, right there. Is it out yet?
Oh yeah, it been out. It been out. Been out for a while now. Yeah, I
Oh,
forgot
it's
the
been out
exact
for a
date, but it
while.
been out. Been out for a while
Right.
now. Yeah, been out for a while now. Right.
Right, well, we're going to get the links for that. Jams will post that in the bio
That's on. It's on
after the
Amazon. All
show.
that stuff on
It's on
Amazon. It's on
Amazon.
Amazon.
Yeah, make
Yeah, it's
sure
on
you
Amazon.
guys go and check out that book. Um, is it any few surprises in there that we should be looking out for and
Oh man,
uh,
it been out for a
about?
while now. So I think this one is definitely more about my upbringing and well, it's not really a boxing book. And the thing is, my son read the whole thing. I didn't think he was gonna read the whole thing. My son read the whole
All
thing, and
right.
it's not that much for kids. I mean, you kids can read it, but it's some stuff in there that probably my son definitely shouldn't be reading. But
Some adult content, yes, of course.
yeah, yeah, just some, not all the way, but just some things. But I was surprised my son actually read. He said he read the whole book. I was like, damn, that's crazy. That's impressive for him. My son is only 12. He read a whole
Yeah.
300-page book, so that's cool. But yeah,
What do you think?
he told me stories. I was like, how you do that? He told me some stories about what I had and stuff like that, on what I've been through and some things that I did that was kind of bad. And he told me about that. I was like, you really read that book? He read the whole book, so that was crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. And talking of family in life, you must hate being away because you're a very dedicated father. We've seen that many times on your social media.
Mhm.
And the way you provide that loving environment for your children. How do you cope mentally being away from them fight camps, long camps, and especially the California gig where
Mhm.
you were delayed and such? Does it take a toll on you?
Yeah, it does, bro. And that's the only reason I be thinking about, like, retirement. I don't think about it, but it sometimes you think about it, it's like in the back of your head, just because it's not that physically I can't do everything. I can do everything physically, but like emotionally, it's hard. Man, my last camp probably was the hardest camp I ever been through emotionally. When I was in camp with Jojo Diaz, it was so hard, and then just emotionally being away from my kids for 2 months straight. I mean, we all go through it, but it does. As you get older, it gets harder because the kids are getting older. I'm getting older, and my kids are getting older. So, and I'm like, my kids are my three favorite people in the world. So I actually like, a lot of people don't really want to be around their kids and do stuff. I actually do. I like to be around kids. I'm always doing some stuff with my kids. Of course, my career comes first, and that's why it's so hard, because when you got a career like this, your career does come first before everything. So you kind of got to put things down. So really, if my manager calls me and say, like, you got to go to Vegas, I'm going next week. But if he say you got to go to Vegas tomorrow and start training, that's what I have to do. You got to just
Yeah.
literally put everything down, and that's the hard part about it. So it really is. It's hard. It definitely takes a toll. But I mean, we just kind of get through it. I do understand, like, a lot of us, most fighters, they do the same thing. We all train away, and that's just kind of what you gotta deal with. Just sacrifice.
Yeah, it's just fascinating the coping mechanisms between the individual boxers for the individual situations. You
Mhm.
know, uh, oh look, Regis, we wish you the very, very best of luck in 2026. We'll be keeping a massive eye out on you. Um, and a massive thank you to Ross Williams as well,
Yes,
please.
sir. Of course.
For setting up this interview. We did have a few technical problems for 30 minutes.
Yeah,
And
30 minutes. I was like,
Regis
damn, bro, 30
Regis
minutes.
sacrificed 30 minutes of his life for us here at Red
Right. I
Corner
sacrificed
Boxing.
30 minutes.
And 30 minutes he'll never get back. And so we owe him a debt of gratitude for coming on here and sharing his story. And talking of stories, if Jams will put that picture up of Regis and his book, Stories and Lessons, it's out now. Please go and get a copy and check out this remarkable young man's career and life story from his native roots, Indian roots from his grandfather, to the French Louisiana, and to tragedy, Hurricane Katrina that forced you to move home way back in 2005. This remarkable story. We thank you so much. We wish you the very best of luck in 2026. We want to keep in touch with you. Hopefully, we'll get you on again.
Of course.
Before we go, ladies and gentlemen, thank you to everybody who's left their comments in there. I'm actually too far away from my camera to actually read them. I have to wait for them to come on the
Right.
screen. I do apologize if we've not addressed any of your questions for Regis. I've just can't see them. I do. I'm getting old. I'm sorry about that. But it's one of the down things of life. But this program was sponsored by EasyStorage.com for all your local nationwide needs of Lacoste boxing fights. So go and check them all in the bio. My name's Mr. Neutral. That's been the one and only Mr. Regis Prograis. See you soon. Until next time.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Yep.
I'm moving. I'm going. I can't stop. I got motion. I'm moving. I'm going. Can't lose focus. I got motion. I'm moving. I'm going.
Red Corner Boxing. We're in the game.